Hello, everybody. And now, Dan, I am hitting the record button now.
Hail and well met, my fellow Hearthstone players, and welcome to HearthCoach, the podcast that can help you be legendary. I'm your host, Dan, and this is my co-host, Fred.
Hello, everybody.
He is a player of Legendary. I'm not sure if he's to my right, but I just blew the opening trying to improv.
I'm below you, Dan. I'm below you.
You're below me? Okay.
He's a
He is
player,
a player
legend,
of
right?
Legend Ranked, and I have convinced him to coach me and record in podcast form and put it out there so as to hopefully help some more of you make it to Legend also. Well, episode 160 and we're live. Perfect time to blow the opening after all these good runs. Anyway, how are we doing tonight, my friend?
It's been a while since you've
I
botched the
know.
opening, so we'll
I
give you
know.
that.
I don't always try and improv something, but
we
anyway.
we've been through enough of these. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, we know we do them live.
Hey, after 3 years and change of uninterrupted and having Blizzard on, all that stuff, I think you get an allowance of one bad one. So
I'm not gonna sweat it. I don't think I'll
good.
lose any sleep tonight. Oh,
Anyway, I'm doing okay, Dan. Doing good tonight.
good.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty decent. Yeah, decent. I've done some climbing. I've made it up to rank 12. Not great, but
Hey,
yeah. I'm just gonna keep plugging away at it. I still don't have as much time as I would like to play, but I'm getting games in.
Okay.
I want to quick shout out to Zero Cruel. Yeah, hit me up in game and gave me a paladin deck I've been enjoying.
Oh.
So a dude paladin.
Oh, the dude. Yeah, that thing.
It's pretty cool.
It's so annoying.
And I've been enjoying it.
I know. It's good for you, not for the other guy.
I want War Child. I feel like I owe you an apology. He hit me up to do the 80 gold quest, challenge quest. And first I learned that you can do that in the Tavern Brawl.
Yes.
Which was cool. For some reason, I didn't know that. So we go into the Tavern Brawl to do it. And it just... I couldn't have picked more perfectly, I guess, to counter what he picked. Because I went with the mage and I had the taunt guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't hit my minions. And he got... I forget which one it is, but his hero power was... you each get a free minion.
Oh, no.
And I was getting good minions. So...
Yep.
Yeah, and he couldn't... And his minions, he couldn't attack my guys. So...
Yep.
I even got a free Ragnaros, but I didn't even get a chance to play it.
I generally play the mage in those things for whatever reason. That's just the first thing I do. Just pick mage and hope I get it and be done with it.
Yeah. So
are they bringing that wild one? Anyway, I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
I think it's coming.
Yeah, it is. Yes, I'm not sure when. Sometime soon.
Some like arena style wild format crazy.
Something to fill in before the new expansion.
Yep.
I just know it's going to be here before the new expansion.
Yep.
I'll log on one day and it'll be there.
So back to the ladder with the dudes, you got to 12?
Yeah. I've been it's been a little bit of some up and down. Luckily, once I fell down a bit, but been on the steadily reclimbing. So,
all right.
I'm gonna keep at it. Still got some time in a month. I'll get up there.
This is a short month, but I remember we want to get you to single digits somewhere
as high
so
as
that you can get a benefit of the new reset. thing.
Well, I think there's a lot of try hard going on right now because of that. So
Yes, I'm sure.
it's yeah. I think climbing's been easier, but
Yep.
hey, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to the changes, and the climb won't be so bad for everybody. My SHL match, holy cow!
Oh God.
Um,
It's a
I went,
disaster.
yeah, I went down 2-3. I played
Well,
my
that's decent. It's competitive.
yeah. I played the dude paladin.
Okay.
Went. I beat my opponent's hunter. They were doing, I think, like a control spell hunter thing.
Yes. It's very
Then
popular now.
some crazy shaman devolve deck. I don't even know if I saw an evolve. Uh, that that didn't go well. Uh, I had to get to my mage deck before I won uh, finally, and then what did he have that I lost to? Oh Jesus! A
Blanking out.
paladin. I was trying to block it out. Death Knight Paladin, and he about pulled off the
Oh,
whole.
the thing with the coins and the
Yeah,
kill you
yeah,
in one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So once I saw that was inevitable, I was like, okay, we'll just concede, end this now.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
Uh,
next, well, anyway, we'll
yeah.
get him next season, coach.
Yeah, this was a
Oof.
one to start with, but it's a
Oof.
disaster compared to last season. It was so good we couldn't repeat the magic. But anyway, it's fine. It's all fine. Okay, well I'll tell you.
Consider it a learning experience,
Yeah,
and other than that, hey, things are groovy here at the house and whatnot, and moving on from here into another week.
yeah.
How's your? Well, I can see in the notes here, but why don't you tell everybody else how your week's been doing? That's
So
pretty
I
good.
I had the weekend off, so to speak, because my family was in Savannah with the Girl Scouts, and I thought, well, I could, play a lot of Hearthstone, but I actually played PlayStation 4 stuff because it's kind of loud and violent, so it's good to do. And I also watch a bunch of Punisher, the Netflix show, because it's
Okay,
also very violent and
well, a whole
bloody. And
bunch of stuff. Better to do when the kiddos aren't around.
yeah, I mean, I kid with them that sometimes I need a testosterone boost because there's too much estrogen around. I have a wife, a daughter, and a dog, and she's also a female dog. I'm like, I
Uh,
need some testosterone, so let's watch some guys get beat up and just. But I still managed to get some games in. I made it to rank 2 in Wild. I'm using that disgusting paladin. Anything can happen.
you
Secrets,
like that?
all the bad stuff you can ever imagine just mixed together in one deck. And then I made it to rank 3 on standard, also with some Murloc Paladin, but I used some other stuff in there like some Priest, some Zoo. So it's good position if I don't do it this month, because the idea is for next month to do both. It's a longer month to do a legend again. I did that once, but I may
Well, it'll
get
be a lot
there.
easier now, and it looks like
Yeah,
you'll get
hopefully.
good standing. So
I I may get wild. I think we'll see. It's 8 days to go. I also went to had lunch with Blake Hall on Saturday. He had promised me ramen noodles for a long time that I had never had. So awesome. Thanks, Blake. That was amazing. Now I know.
you guys commiserate.
Yeah, let's just hang out. And then I also went to see Black Panther on Sunday
Okay,
morning.
I hear that's good.
It's really good. So there was some other stuff. So it's like, I'm gonna have all this time, but I did other things too, which is fine.
Nothing
And
wrong with that.
yes, and then the SHL match I won, but I felt kind of bad. They put in a substitute on seed 1. It was like a ranked 20 player with a PR of 100. I guess this game. I mean, it was over for us. So he has
Yeah.
some strange decks, but he won one with the spiteful priest because it went in order, but I won 3-1. But it was kind of like, this is not, doesn't feel any good. So anyway, next season we'll get him.
My opponent was ranked 2 on the ladder. I was like, ooh, okay.
She's serious.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the last announcement is that to remind everybody that March 3rd, Saturday. Is that this Saturday? No, next. Wait, hold on. Yeah, next Saturday is the tournament. So, again, if you're a Patreon, patreon.com/HearthCoach, rank 15 or above, which means $5, you get to participate. There's currently, for this 8th edition of the tournament, 4 players registered to play. So there's still, I know there's more rank 15 people out there.
Yeah,
so I always say,
a lot more than 4.
Even if you're not that competitive, you should give it a shot because you never know what you can stumble upon and get lucky. So, again, patreon.com/HearthCoach. Okay, with that, I end my ramblings.
Do we want to do the haul? Or do you want to do that next week?
Oh, sure. We can talk about that. Since I'm talking about Patreon, let me finish this out. Okay. We did get a new patron, rank 5, rank 15, $5, Aaron. So thank you so much, Aaron, for your support. Hopefully you are planning on playing in the tournament, and we'll get to talk there, and you got a chance of some money. So we really appreciate it. It helps us cover operating costs that we have and hosting and website and all that good stuff, and also we put it back on the tournament. So the more patrons we have, we've been increasing the prize money. So we may not be able to do that anytime soon because I think it's flattened out a little bit, but we'll keep it at where it's at, and if more people sign up, we'll keep increasing it. And then the Hall, yes,
the Hall of Legends. Craig, won't go into the last. We had send in an email saying, I should have had that email in front of me, but they made it to the. Pull that up real quick.
What's going on? Sounds like somebody's dealing cards. That's what it sounds like. But I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. He's been a long-time listener since back in the days of Dr. Boom.
Whoa.
Yeah, he climbed from rank 7 in about 60 games. And this month he did it with an aggro Murloc Paladin. Yep, that's been doing some work.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Okay, and this is the gentleman I've heard mentioned. He's the guy, he started the first Wild exclusive Hearthstone podcast.
Oh, that's who it is. Okay.
But he didn't, well, unless it's called Wild exclusive, he didn't leave his podcast name in the email.
He didn't?
So, unless I'm just not... My dyslexic ADD self is completely missing it, which isn't out of the realm of possibility. But
I think it's called Into the Wild. I'm almost positive. But
that sounds right, because I've heard it mentioned.
And the person that Get Me Out, who gave him this Paladin deck, is actually, he said, going to be a guest this week.
Oh, all right,
so
cool.
If you're interested in that, go take a listen.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So of course he's made legend, and he's interested in coming on the show. So excellent.
Obviously it was Wild Legend, and we've said it before. It doesn't matter. Legend's legend, no matter where you get it.
Wild Legend could almost be harder with all that craziness. So
could be.
Yeah, it counts.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. We'll get back with him and schedule that sometime in the near future.
Yes.
Okay. So
is that it?
Moving on. I believe that's all our pre-show stuff. No concerts or anything else for me to really carry on about. So, do you want to introduce our guest friend?
Yes, of course. So. Thank you for waiting patiently there while we go through our intro. but we have a local from the Atlanta HearthCoach studios, a local commodity, frequently seen in local tournaments, in Battle and Brew and others. We have Facey. I've lost to him in the past. We played together in the Tavern versus Tavern thing as a team.
And you guys didn't do too badly.
Not too bad. And it's Jammies. How are you,
Hey.
man?
Welcome.
I'm good. Thank you.
Welcome to the show. So, I was talking about THQ, and there was one this weekend that I was also in my whole weekend to myself, all the things I'm going to do. I had it on the schedule to go on Sunday. But at the last minute, I'm like, I'm not going to go there because these things take forever, and I just wasn't feeling like it. But Jammies did go to the THQ qualifier, and he actually won the whole thing. So congratulations, my man.
Thank you.
Now I'm like, I wish I went, but maybe not, because I don't want to take that away, right? No, not. I mean, probably couldn't. I don't know. I wasn't ready. It's like, this is gonna be long. I don't feel like it.
Well, it sounded like it did go pretty late.
Yes.
Yeah, it went really long, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this tournament? Like, it was, what's the name of the place? My parents' basement. I don't know much about this place.
Yeah, it's a cool bar in I think it's near Decatur, and it's like a comic book themed bar. So you can buy comics and pops and a bunch of stuff there, and they have like a bunch of like artwork on the walls from artists that do comic book stuff. It's really, the name is very fitting for how the place is.
Cool.
Like a neat place.
So they don't have computer set up like what's the name? Battle and Brew?
No, we had to bring our own devices in order to participate. So that was the one interesting part of it, where we were kind of off in the corner, and there was everyone else, kids and families running around doing their own thing. But we weren't disturbed. We could play our matches fine. It was a good day for a good weather day, so we were outside. It was all good.
That's cool.
Good internet connection, stuff like that.
Yeah, the internet connection was fine. They gave us power strips, so none of us ever ran out of power. So it was a good setup.
So they did a good job? Okay.
Yeah.
Now the Bunny was running this, right?
Yeah, and Reina.
Okay. We need to have Reina in the show, because Bunny's already been on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She got to curse, which... Ooh, I shouldn't say that. They'll come after us. We're a clean podcast.
Family friendly.
Explicit tag.
Somebody slipped. But that was a good one. If you're in any way interested in organizing or doing anything community-wise, I recommend you go back to that episode, because she goes into some detail about how to get started and some ideas on organizing, as well as if you want to see a Murloc Quest Shaman deck, which is pretty funny. So, for our listeners, Jammies, can you tell us a little bit about if you have background in card games, or is this your first card game, or how did you get started?
Can I back us up a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, we're talking about, because we were going to ask him about this earlier, and so while we're talking about the THQ stuff, can you explain to us what winning this tournament this weekend does for you, in the THQ rankings, and what does that get you qualified for? Is it just points or?
Mm-hmm. So the THQ stands for the Tavern Hero Qualifier, and winning one of those qualifies you for an online Challenger Cup tournament. So each season there's a cap of 256 Tavern Hero champions that get to participate in that tournament, and that kind of gives you a backdoor into the HCT playoffs. So, I have a part-time job. I'm a part-time graduate student, so I don't really have the time to sit down and grind ladder, especially when the last day of the month is on a school night, or when I have to get up and go to work the next morning. So this gives me an opportunity to participate in a tournament. I have to make it past 256 players and get a top 16 in that, I believe, in order to make it into the HCT playoffs. So it's still a long road ahead from here, but hopefully I can, make a good selection of decks and beat down my competition.
You got a legitimate shot and not having to grind ladder constantly.
Exactly.
So it's another path for
Decent.
people that can't do it the other way.
Right.
Can you do both?
So the only way that you're ineligible is if you made the playoffs in the last 3 seasons. So I think they have a list. I think Blizzard posted a list of like everyone that's ineligible. And it goes back to the 2017 winter playoffs, I believe.
Okay.
So if you've qualified since the 2017 winter playoffs, you are ineligible.
Okay. So they want it to be kind of fresh people that can get in through this way, which is a good thing.
Right.
Cool. So the next thing is this massive online tournament. That's the next step. Do you know when that is?
No. So the innkeeper Bunny told me that the Blizzard was going to email me and let me know, when I have to submit my deck list by, when the actual tournament is, and stuff like that.
Okay. And this chance is only for a winner, right? Runner up doesn't get anything.
Right.
Top. Okay.
I'm talking about the THQ, like what you played Sunday.
Yeah.
Only the winner.
Right. I think for the Challenger Cup, I think it might be top 16.
Top
I could
16,
be wrong.
then you get into the... Okay. So there's the point system, and then there's this system, which is another way in. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Because you could do it with tournaments, too. Do all these online tournaments and grind points that way. So that's yet another way to get in. So, whew. It's still, all that stuff takes forever. So this seems like even to me, I was like, I'm not spending a whole day there. And that's just one day. Imagine having to do it all the time. Jeez.
Yeah. And I mean,
did you cover how long it took?
I got... So the tournament, lineup started at 1. The actual tournament started at 2. So that, registration and everything. And we finished the match at around 11:15 p.m. So it was about 9 hours of being there.
It's like a work day.
Yeah. Luckily, they had good food and good beer, so it wasn't a terrible experience.
Cool.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. All right, so I guess that covers our THQ stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
to get that in. So now
we'll go back to, for you, is this the kind of game you like? The card games? Did you play physical card games, or this was out of the blue like me? I never played this kind of card game before and just took it on.
Right. So the first card game that I ever played was Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, we all, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, Pokemon cards really started to get a lot of, popularity. But none of us really knew how to play Pokemon at 8 or 9 years old. We were just kind of like, oh, I got a Charizard, oh, I got a Blastoise, comparing how cool the cards were. Mm-hmm. But the first game that I legitimately knew how to play and played at a decent level was Yu-Gi-Oh! And, I just played with, my friends in high school. Never really got too competitive with that. I was introduced to Hearthstone by my college fraternity brother because he had played WoW, and then he started getting into Hearthstone and thought that I would enjoy it too. So, I sat down and played it, and he stopped playing it, but, I've played it more than he ever has at this point. I enjoy the game a lot. I really like strategy games, and I think I have a lot of control over how well I do, as opposed to some of the other team-based games where you have to rely on your teammates and hope that they want to cooperate and work towards a common objective. With Hearthstone, it's just you have complete control, except draw RNG and other RNG, but for the most part you have complete control of what goes on in a game, and I really like that.
Okay, that's cool. Now, did you play any other Blizzard games, or this is the first, like Diablo or some of that stuff?
This was the first one, but it's given me kind of a gateway. So I didn't really grow up in a wealthy family. I didn't have a computer at a young age, so I never played WoW because it was really expensive. Mm-hmm. But once I started playing Hearthstone, then I started playing a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, and I play a lot of Overwatch now too. So it's kind of gotten me into the Blizzard domain.
Yeah, they sure know how to make games because they've been doing it for a while and they're all about the polish. I mean, I've seen other card games and nothing compares to the art and the style, the polish that Hearthstone has. I mean, it's just kind of. It's silly. That's one of the things that keeps you in it, but it's kind of fun to see how the cards come into play and how they do it. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd recommend some Diablo. I mean, that's a fun game you can sink some time into. I played a lot of Diablo 3. Ooh, I never got into WoW, thank God. Probably be divorced right now if I did.
I played my share of WoW, but that was before. I didn't pick up Diablo until after I was playing Hearthstone.
I've heard horror stories, wives like feeling abandoned because the husband is like the guild and you have to raid and got to do all this. There's a calendar. That sounds like a bunch of work.
It was just right because it came out right when I got divorced.
Oh, so
I got divorced first, and anyway. That's another story.
You did it before the WoW. It wasn't the WoW. Yeah.
No, it wasn't the WoW. I got divorced and it was I had moved out. I had my own place, and I was looking for something to do.
Let's do it.
And I was like, oh, hey, I like computer stuff. I can do that now.
Yeah, I had my friend that got me into Hearthstone. He was a huge WoW player, and he would always be playing that thing. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's running around like fishing or something. Like, this makes no sense. Okay. He's like, I enjoy it a lot. And then he's like, you need to get into this. I think you'll like it. And he was right, because I, like you, played a lot more than he ever did. Okay, cool. Have you... So you mentioned that you are part-time school graduate and working. Have you tried before to qualify for HCT, like via ladder or playing some tournaments, or is this the first time that you're taking it more seriously, or this was just chance and now you're like, okay, I'm in it?
Well, I've always thought I was a pretty decent player. Like, just like I can hit legend pretty consistently, but once I do, I don't really see the point of keep going on, because I know that I won't be able to play the last couple of days.
That's right.
To get those high finishes.
Finish into the top 25 or something like that to get points.
You get points for just hitting legend.
Yeah.
And they've changed it a little bit this year. So it used to be we're only the top 200. So everyone outside of the top 200 used to only get 1 point. Now they've changed it to everyone outside the top 1,000 gets 1 point. And, you get 2 points if you're between 500 and 1,000. 4 points between 200 and 500, and it kind of scales up from there. And before, it used to only be you got 2 points for top 200, and everyone was always trying to shoot for top 200 because that meant that you could qualify. But I've never really tried. I've hit legend and then kind of switched to playing arena. I have won another Tavern Hero before, though. But I got the times mixed up for when I needed to submit my deck list, and I ended up submitting them late, and I got disqualified from the tournament, so I wasn't able to participate. So I'm making sure to put it in my calendar as soon as I find out when I need to submit deck list by, so that I can submit it and have that peace of mind.
If you need an accountability partner, you tell me what the date is. I'll make sure that I'll harass you, be like, dude, you need to do this. I think that THQ or whatever it was called at the time is that I lost to you, I think. And I remember he went on to win the whole thing. At least there's that. Right. And then I heard that you missed the... Man, that guy, terrible.
It was just extended BM,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So in terms of when you started playing the game, how did you go about building up your card collection, expansions? You mentioned arena, so did you grind that way, or how did you go about it?
Yeah. So when I first started playing Hearthstone, I was terrified of ranked. Like, I have a very small collection. I I figured like as soon as I hit ranked, I was gonna start playing against people that were serious about the game and really just wanted to like rank up. So I think for like the first 3 or 4 months of playing Hearthstone, I never played ranked. I was only casual and arena. And
Wow.
yeah, and then I wanted to get better, so I looked on YouTube and I found Crip, and he was the first person that I legitimately watched. So I watched him and started playing a lot of arena, and it's gotten to the point where I got really good, and that's how I started building my collection. Like he kept talking about how if you wanted to build your collection, and if you're a free to play player, then that's the best way. If you're good at arena, that's the best way to build your collection. So, I think arena is really good for helping you learn how to make efficient trades, and try and think of like all the cards that your opponent can have thinking about even more cards that they can have that can beat you, as opposed to constructed. When you like find out that it's a particular meta deck, you know exactly what cards they're going to be running, so you can play around that a little bit better. But yeah, right now I haven't played arena in a while, but I got to the point where I was an infinite arena player, and I could I would get to 7 wins repeatedly, if not more, and that's how I've been building my collection. And I can make pretty much any deck, and I think I've only invested like $5 into the game when they had that like
nice.
That's nice. A true free to play.
Yeah, the new player bundle I think was the only thing that I've put money into.
Oh man, yeah, no, I bought everything after. I didn't have that kind of patience for arena. Never been that much of an arena player, so yeah, that's cool though. That's a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever think about doing anything, there's no competitive aspect for arena, right? Only the
leaderboards is pretty much the only thing that you can do. But I think you have to play at least 30 arena runs in a month. It might be 20, but that's way too much. Like that's like an arena run a day, and if you get to 7 wins, that's about 10, upwards of 10 arena games a day. And I like playing standard too, so like that, I don't know if I would be able to balance playing more than 20, 30 games a day. If that.
I know, I hear you, man. It gets
that's a
difficult.
lot. Yes, for sure. Okay, so with the limited time, I guess this is a different question we haven't asked before. And you said you get legend pretty consistently. What's like your strategy? What do you try to do to get the games in?
I try to play as much as I can, as early as I can in the season. That's not really a good strategy, because that's usually when you play like the better people.
Yeah.
So I would suggest to people that are trying to rank up to just play at your own pace early. Don't try and go too, because last season I really tried to go for points, and I just took all my free time and tried to play as many games, and I grinded to ladder the fastest that I ever did. I think I got there like on the 12th day, and then I just like this month I've kind of burnt myself out. I've just been going at a steady pace. I'm ranked 2 right now, so nowhere near as fast. But I've been playing the newer decks that I haven't been playing before, a little bit slower, that take a little bit longer to finish. They're higher win rate, but they take a little bit longer to finish. In general, my strategy has always been to play more aggressive decks towards the beginning of the month, because you want to get more games in. Like if you have a 55 to 60% win rate with a Murloc Paladin or with the Secret Mage, that's going to get you to legend a lot faster than a 70% win rate, or 65% win rate as a control Warlock when the games take like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, the efficiency's just not there. It takes a long time.
Right. It does become worth it when you hit like rank 2 and rank 1, and the importance of each win matters as to getting to legend. But, even at rank 5, I don't think it's worth it to start going on the control path.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yep. So is that mostly your preference of style, control, or you don't, it doesn't matter, you play anything?
I definitely like control and combo decks better. But I think it's just like, I also like trying new things. So like this Dude Paladin list that Muzzy posted, I've been playing a lot of that because it's a lot of fun, just building a bunch of these like 1/1 guys and seeing your opponent freak out trying to kill every single one of those 1/1 guys.
It's amazing how many armies it can create over and
never
over.
run out.
The refill is insane.
Yeah, and then you're like, I can't leave that up. Let me run my 8/8 into it. Wait, no, that's not. Because equality or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it runs one copy of equality, and it's amazing what that one copy could do.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I've been on the other side. I haven't played it. I have 2 versions of it, but I haven't played it yet because I've been doing other things. But tell you, it's spooky. Okay, cool. How about the favorite like class and maybe one of your favorite cards, no matter from wherever, whenever?
Well, Mage will always have a special place in my heart because it was the first deck that I ever got to Legend with. It was Tempo Mage with Yogg Saron as the top end.
Oh god!
Before it was nerfed, yeah. So I remember having so much fun, and I guess also because one of my favorite cards and my first legendary was Archmage Antonidas.
Okay.
And when I got that card, I looked online. I was like, all right, what can I make with this? And I saw Mech Mage back in GVG, and I played that a bunch, and it was one of my favorite decks. Unfortunately, I wasn't too good, so I didn't get to Legend. But it would be the deck that I would climb the highest with, and I had a lot of fun with it. So Mage has definitely always been one of my favorite classes.
Yeah, Mech Mage was so... Ugh. Oh my god. I think you threw a Sylvanas in there too sometimes, just for...
And Dr. Boom in there too.
Yeah, but the Blast Mage was the big problem, and the Snow Chugger. Ugh, what nightmares. Let's not go back there. I saw somebody play Mech Mage in Wild. It did not go well for him, but I was like, what are you doing, man? Don't. Just don't do it.
Maybe like 8 metas
nostalgic.
Yeah, he's like, he got his whole GVG list. Let's just pull it out and see what happens. Oh my goodness. Cool. Okay. So let's do this. Talk about the lineup you brought for the THQ and then end with the one we're going to play so we can go into detail about that. Because a lot of people like to hear strategies around tournament play. Like, what was your plan and then what did you bring?
Right. So I was expecting a lot of aggro. So I brought Control Paladin, Control Warlock, and Control Mage. So, even if you look at those classes, you could... It was hidden deck list. We didn't know what each of us were playing. So it could have easily just as been, Secret Mage, Q-Block, and Murloc Paladin. So I expected a lot of people to ban the Paladin anyway. And if they didn't ban the Paladin, then I knew that they were going to try and target, like, an aggressive Paladin. So I built my lineup to also target a Paladin, not expecting anyone else to bring a Control Paladin, and trying to ban Mage because I thought that there was going to be a lot of Secret Mage, and Secret Mage just destroys, Control Mage and Control Warlock. And I didn't play too many games of Secret Mage against Control Paladin, but I assume that Secret Mage has an edge there as well because the only healing in that deck is a Ragnaros Light Lord.
So the Control Warlock is the one with Rin and N'Zoth.
Yep.
And the Void Lords. It doesn't have the cubes, right?
No. It doesn't run the weapon or the cubes or Doomguard.
Got it. And then the Control Paladin is not the OTK thing with the Uther and the Weirdo.
Right. It doesn't even run the Death Knight. It runs Call to Arms so that you can pull 2 Dirty Rats, 2 Wild Pyromancers, 2 Loot Hoarders, for card draw or to help you out when you need a little bit more, a bigger wall, right? So getting two 6s out for 4 mana is really good against aggro decks. And then it top ends at Tyrion, Ragnaros, Light Lord, and N'Zoth.
Oh, there's Tyrion in there. Stonehill Defenders? No?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Two Stonehills.
So just taunt stuff, just stall. Burn Bristle? Is that in there?
No. So it runs... I can go through the whole list if you're interested.
No. I was just curious. We wanted to go through the one we're gonna play.
I wouldn't recommend it for ladder.
I know. I was like, that's not a deck. Like, that seems like a very specific. So is that what ended up happening? A lot of people banned the paladin, or
Yeah. So out of the 6 games that I played, or the 6 sets that I played, I only got to play paladin twice.
Okay. So it worked out for you, given that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it never lost either.
But you said this one that you are going to tell us about did not lose either.
Right.
So what are we looking at here?
So my control mage went 6-0. I played all 6 matches and it won every single time that I played with this deck.
Oof.
It runs 2 arcane artificers. So that's the card that whenever you cast a spell, you gain armor equal to its cost. It only runs 1 arcanologist because I only run 1 ice block, and I'll explain why that is later. It runs 2 dirty rats for a little bit of extra defense, and since I was targeting Murloc Paladin, a lot of the times you don't care if you dirty rat one of their cards, because their biggest card is Sunkeeper Tarim, and if you dirty rat that out, then you're really happy because they don't buff up their board even more. It runs 2 Doomsayers for board clears, 2 Raven Familiars because all of your spells except for the ice block cost at least 4, and most of them cost 6 or more.
Yep. You got a good chance of getting it.
Right, especially against Murloc Paladin where their highest spell costs 4. It runs 1 Acolyte of Pain so that you don't have to run Arcane Intellect, and I'll explain why that is later as well. It runs 2 Tar Creepers for defense. It runs 2 Polymorphs in case you run into some really big buffed cards, or it works good on some Murlocs. It works good on big minions from Spiteful Priest. I saw a lot of that deck a lot as well. It runs 1 Serenite Chain Gang, so that a little bit more taunts, more defense. And here's the reason why I don't run Arcane Intellect or more than 1 Ice Block. It's for Dragon's Fury. So that's the new AoE that they introduced this expansion. What it does is it reveals a spell from your deck, and it deals damage to all minions equal to the cost of that. So by only including 1 Ice Block, if you draw it early enough, then you're guaranteed to do at least 4 AoE with the Dragon's Fury, and then if you draw your at least, right? And usually you don't need more than 4. You can high roll and get, the highest spell. You run 3 7-drops in this, which I'll get to, and 4 6-drops, and then the other Dragon Fury is another 5. It runs 2 copies of Blizzard. It runs 2 copies of Meteor. It runs 1 copy of Skulking Geist. I didn't know if there were going to be too many Jade Druids, but it also works very well against combo Priest, so that you can get rid of... They run a lot of 1-mana spells. They run, Potion of Madness. They run the Inner Fires that they need to be able to buff up the attack of their minions. So getting rid of those is really good.
Yeah, and Power Word Shield too.
Yeah, really Power Word Shields.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it limits the card draw. It runs 2 Firelands Portals, 1 Flame Strike. I thought that, with all the other AoE in here, that I didn't need something else on top of, the Blizzards, the Dragon's Fury, and Flame Strike feels a little bit heavy sometimes. So I didn't think that you needed 2 copies of it. The reason why I ran 2 Firelands Portals is because I also run Medivh the Guardian. So when you have Atiesh up and you play Firelands Portal, you not only get the 5 cost minion that the portal summons, but you also get a 7 cost minion that Atiesh summons. And then it also runs Alex. You can use it offensively against other control decks and Fatigue, or you can use it on yourself, after they pop your Ice Block, or if you can stabilize. Like, I've used it a number of times. My opponent got me to 2 or 3 health, and then I was able to stabilize the board, and then they didn't really build a board to follow it up, and then I just Alexed my face, and then they weren't able to get me low ever again. It runs 1 Dragoncaller Alana. That's the new Mage Legendary. And its Battlecry reads, summon a 5/5 dragon for each spell you cast this game that costs 5 or more. So like I said, you run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 spells that cost more than 5. So a lot of the times you're gonna get. I think on average I got 3 dragons from this. So that's 18 stats on from Ian, and that can really help trade. It can help make a last minute push, and it did really well for me. It worked in control games and in aggro games. And the last card is Frostlich Jaina, and that's a little obvious. You need that card in order to stabilize late game. All your elementals give you a little bit of extra heal. Creating a 3/6 water elemental for a hero power is really good.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
that's when that comes down, a lot of times it's like, all right, we're never gonna kill her, so let's see how we fatigue or do some other thing. So
Right.
there's not a crazy amount of card draw then, because you don't want to necessarily get too crazy with that, because fatigue is part of the plan, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So how does this play? You just clear the board and try to scale up to the big splashy stuff at the end, or
Yeah, so the big thing is that you have to know how to manage your resources. So you don't have a lot of card draw, so often you're going to have very limited cards in your hand. You have to know when the right time it is to play your Arcane Artificer. So a lot of the times it's when you're clearing the board and you're gaining enough armor so that if you have an ice block up, they don't have enough to pop your block, or they don't have enough to kill you in general. So, on turn 10, a good combo is Arcane Artificer, Flame Strike, and a Ping. Or, you can even do Arcane Artificer, Blizzard, and your Ice Block, and that's 9 armor right there. So it's unlikely that they'll be able to, their board is frozen, and you've gained 9 armor. It's unlikely that they're going to be able to get through your Ice Block. So that gives you at least 2 extra turns that you can use to look for more AoE, look for Alexstrasza, look for Frostlich Jaina.
yeah. So you're not burning down anybody here. You're just is it mostly fatigue or concede or
It's usually concede, so
Yeah.
you wait. Like most of the games, I think my opponent
you
conceded.
just run out
When
of
I-
stuff, right?
Yeah, so you really have to look at how many cards they have left in their deck, how many cards they have left in your hand. You can't it can't be turn 5 and you're like, well, Dragon's Fire is on curve. Let me play it here. Sometimes you just have to ping a minion and pass.
I'm
But I
gonna
got
be
5 mana.
I'm gonna be tempted to play Meteor on like a 1/1 because it's
Right.
turn 6. So, I got it. Okay. All right. Anything else before we get into some games here that we could say about this deck?
No, I like it a lot. It went undefeated. I think part of the reason why I went undefeated was because a lot of people didn't queue up their Warlock first, because this deck really does struggle against all forms of Warlock.
Mm.
The Gul'dan Death Knight is just really powerful against this deck. Like I said, this kind of relies on you creating water elementals, and since most of your deck is removal, their hero power just kind of outvalues yours because they can not play anything and just keep using their hero power on your face. And if you can't create a water elemental, there's no way for you to heal. So they beat you late game.
Mm-hmm. All right. You ready for this, Dan?
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Get at least 2 games in.
Make sure you have your spectator on. It looks like you're busy
snap.
as well.
And hopefully we can make some aggro players
Concede?
cry.
It's so disheartening. You're like, I almost got him. Nope, you don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I am playing with my brand new Golden Mage.
Oh. That's always a
That
plus.
happened over the weekend. All right, so we have an Arcanologist,
I
an
can't
Acolyte of
spec-
Pain, and a Doomsayer.
I'm struggling with the spectate, Dan. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
What the heck?
That has something to do. Just because I'm busy shouldn't stop it, should it?
No,
I got in fine.
it's
Okay.
they changed the interface a little bit. It's a little bit suspicious.
I would be in. I don't know if we need to keep the Doomsayer or not, but I imagine we keep the Archaeologist and the Acolyte.
Watch your.
There we
So-
go. I'm
so-
in.
I think this is a really good hand to keep. More likely than not, your opponent is going to be a secret mage.
It is on.
So the Doomsayer is a really good way of getting rid if they play a Mana Worm or if they play their own Archaeologist.
Alrighty. So I am not on the coin. I drew first. I drew my Blizzard. We got the Doomsayer, Archaeologist, and the Acolyte of Pain in my hand.
So your assumption here is he is secret mage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. If this is a
Turn
this is a
one, it
control-
passed.
if this is a control mirror, we're in for one long game.
Maybe
I
a
drew-
one-game night.
I drew Dirty Rat. Do we Dirty Rat him?
I think
Is it
drawing
too
your
early.
drawing your ice block is really good if you ever draw your Dragon's Fury, because now if you draw your ice block, you're guaranteed to do 4.
We play the Archaeologist, get our
You've
ice
never-
block out.
Never felt the need for the second block.
No, I think a lot of the times if they pop you a second time, you lost the game anyway.
All right. Okay, it's turn 2 for our friend. He's got the coin and 6 other cards. He plays the Archaeologist. How about that?
We
Okay.
draw Polymorph. Hmm. 3 mana.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Do we... I'm torn between Acolyte of Pain or to clear the board. I don't know if clearing is really necessary, or we just go 3 to their face.
So, since we don't know exactly what this is, I think clearing the board is a little bit better. Just in case it is the mirror, you don't want to fatigue before they do.
Alright, so get rid of their Archaeologist with mine and a ping.
Alright, let's see what Mage does. 3 mana, coin, and 7 other cards. One is a secret that came from Archaeologist. Okay, here we go. It's secret. Kavalaki and the secret. And he pings away the Archaeologist. Okay.
We draw Medivh. We got Polymorph, Ice Block, Dirty Rat, Blizzard, Doomsayer, Acolyte of Pain. We got 4 mana. Do we polymorph the Kabalaki? Bad joke.
Yeah.
I think this is that explosive runes or is it counterspell? I guess that's the question.
I think
I'm guessing true. It's probably explosive unless he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I'm leaning on the side of explosive as well. But I think either way, the play is to play the Doomsayer and ping off the 2/1. It saves you 6 health by playing it. And if it doesn't trigger, then you know exactly what it is.
So it didn't trigger. So we're either a counterspell or a ice block that sometimes goes in there. But
Yep.
anyway, this slows them down anyway, so that's good.
Yeah.
Arcane Intellect.
Unfortunately, you're very unfavored in this matchup.
That's what you were saying, right? The secret mage. Okay.
Blizzard. So we got 2 Blizzards. The D, Polymorph, Ice Block, Dirty Rat. Yeah, Dirty Rat.
We
I
supposed to draw
I want
here
a
or
Dirty
not?
Rat.
No.
Dirty Rat?
This is
Or
a good
draw.
Yeah, this is a really good turn to draw.
Okay, so
It
play-
guarantees you at least 2. And you want to get to your defensive spells and Jaina.
Okay, so we play the Acolyte of Pain. We ping it to draw a card. We get our other Dirty Rat. So we have 2 Dirty Rats, 2 Blizzards, Ice Block, Polymorph, and the Medivh in our hand.
Alright, he's got a secret up. 9 cards. He plays a lackey, a mana worm, a glyph.
I think he's looking for a secret. I don't think he has one.
Pick something.
Or the one he has is the same as the one that's on there.
Coin comes out.
Interesting.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Medivh's Valet to take out the Acolyte of Pain. And that's that. So he has 3 minions on the board and a secret.
So we got Firelands Portal from the Acolyte, and we drew Skulking Geist. Do we want to play Skulking Geist? Or that wouldn't really do anything to them.
Yeah, I think Skulking Geist could just fireball it and then push face with all his minions. Even though it could get counterspelled, I kind of like playing one of the Blizzards here because it leaves us open to play the second one next turn.
Alright, and?
Counterspell.
Yep.
So as long as he doesn't play a second counterspell, we should be fine.
Plays a secret. I'm guessing that's what. Yeah, he had another one.
Another one.
Yeah, that's a counterspell.
And here comes a Crystal Runner.
Yeah. This is what's unfortunate, right? Because your spells are so big that a counterspell is always going to be effective against you.
It's like when you play Druid against counterspell. It's like, there's nothing cheap. Well, Innervate you stupid. No. Alright.
Do we, I don't know, do we try it anyway? And I know it's counterspell. Shoot. 7 mana.
So if we know that it's counterspell, then we can do something with Dirty Rats here.
What to do?
Play
Yeah,
Dirty Rat?
I kind of like playing Dirty Rat first just to see what it is. Oh, and that's really good for us.
Yeah,
And just go ahead and
Minions?
play the second Dirty Rat and ping off the 2/1.
Alright. I got a Meteor, Skulking Geist, Firelands Portal, Blizzard, Medivh, Polymorph, and Ice Block in my hand.
It's like, unfortunately, the Ice Block is our cheapest spell, but it's also one that we don't want to don't want to get rid of.
Yeah, I hear you. We might need it.
He Frostbolted a Dirty Rat twice, which was mean. And he hits you for a bunch with the Mana Worm that's at 6 now. And the Medivh's Valet.
We drew a Tar Creeper, which I guess we need to throw out there.
So, I think if we play it, we're dead.
Well, that's not good.
So I think we have to play into this being a counterspell
Yeah.
by meteoring the 2/3 because it's a full clear that way. And if it is, then if it's counterspell, then we just lose. But I think we lose anyway. Yeah,
Spell.
that's unfortunate.
Should we just concede and move on to another game?
11 12. Yeah, I think because that's just lethal on board.
All
You
right.
just happen to have both the counter spells, which are the perfect answer against what we're playing. Yay!
Mhm.
Huh.
Welcome to HearthCoach.
No, we had a few weeks. We were
No,
on
I
a
know.
roll.
I shouldn't say that. No, we did. We had quite.
It's just been a little rough lately, but it's okay. Mage just doesn't want to perform. It's no big deal. We got this.
Yeah, we really want to find a paladin.
Really showcase how this works.
Yep.
Got it. Man.
See? Told you.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Easy win. We got this.
Hey, right.
Asked for
All
It's
right.
a free win.
Well, I don't
Jammies
think we
just
need
said
to.
it. He's like, it's a done deal.
Going first again. I imagine we don't need a polymorph. What about the Doomsayer and the Acolyte? Do we keep those?
I like so the Doomsayer is always a keep against Paladin. I like keeping the Acolyte of Pain because it gives us something to play after the board is clear. I don't think there's any way for the Paladin to be able to clear the Doomsayer on our turn, or on their turn too, even if they hold the coin. So I like pitching the Polymorph and keeping the other stuff.
Right, and we get a meteor for our efforts.
There is something with like Chum and something else and War Leader, but yeah.
And Alex Straza. Well, we're getting a lot of the back end of our deck early here, folks.
Or maybe not. Alright, so turn 1, there's a Righteous Protector. So we know what this is, most likely.
And we draw a Dirty Rat.
So I kind of like playing on Dirty, like Paladin is the only class that I like playing Dirty Rat on 2 on, because a lot of the time they don't have very good minions. A lot of their minions are Battle Cry.
And another Protector. The worst thing here would be that weapon on the coin. Let's see. The Rallying Blade. And there's the coin.
Oh.
Back to your home.
Okay, Steward or Darkshire. So this leads me to believe we're up against a good old-fashioned dude Paladin.
Yep. So do we go ahead and drop the Doomsayer?
I think so.
Just gotta deal with that.
We drew another Doomsayer. I got so I'm playing one, which means one in my hand. We have Alex Straza, an Acolyte of Pain, and a Meteor.
You just want to deal with that.
Any
That Steward, right? That's what this is.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And I think I'm debating whether or not we should attack into one of these because the Divine Shield synergy. But I think it'd be the same thing, right? If he puts a Rallying Blade here, it would be the same if we did an attack. So I don't think it matters.
I imagine he would have played Rallying Blade last. Oh.
Yeah. He still can't clear, I don't think. I think he's doing this so he can get some face damage in. Yeah.
Maybe he miscounted? No, he's doing it for that. Okay. Well, he does a 4 damage, and then the Doomsayer goes off.
Okay, and we drew a Firelands portal. Do we Doomsayer ping?
I think we can hold the Doomsayer for next turn because
Acolyte?
that's what I'm debating too. Because if we play Acolyte, then he can just clear it with the weapon. But I don't think that if he uses that on the Acolyte, I don't think it matters as much. The biggest thing is we want to be able to play Meteor on 6 and have it be good value, right? So we're 2 turns away from being able to do that. I think playing the Acolyte of Pain is fine here. If he puts 3 damage into it, then that's 3 damage that isn't going to our face.
At least we get a card.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that leaves the Firelands portal, Doomsayer, Alex Strauss, and Meteor in my hand.
He's gonna call to arms very likely here. Turn 4.
He has it, he will.
Off the top. All to arms. Comes a Direwolf, a Argent Squire, and the... what's the name of this thing? Drygulch Jailer. Which adds the 3/3s. The 1/1, sorry. 3 1/1s to the hand. Alright.
And we got a Serenite Chain Gang for the Acolyte, and we drew Arcanologist. We're at 5 mana.
I wonder.
Boy. Do we... let me see, 2, 4, 5. You could get rid of Doomsayer. Do we Serenite Chain Gang?
I wonder.
Or Doomsayer, make him use his resources on that?
I kind of like just playing the... So I like holding the Serenite and the Doomsayer because next turn is turn 6, and we'll be able to play both of those next turn. I kind of like playing the Arcanologist and
Gotcha.
pinging the 2/1, the Divine
The
Shield.
shield though? Okay.
Hmm.
Draw Ice Block, of course.
Yep. Well, that's cool. Let's see what happens. Turn 5. He's got 4 cards. You ever get concerned about them going hog wild with Divine Favor? No. You just got...
Sometimes, but since you know he's gonna get a bunch of 1/1s, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Okay, so he played Stand Against Darkness. And... what if... Jammies is laughing. What happened, man?
Because we drew Blizzard off the top. So I guess I should just play Blizzard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want him to buff these guys.
Yeah, they level up or that other stuff. Yep. So
Yeah.
there go the dudes. They're gone. We leave the pressure. Here's another.
Another 5.
Stand Against
Okay.
Darkness
Yeah.
number 2. An Argent Squire. Okay.
Arcane Artificer. Meteor. Serenade Chain Gang.
Hmm.
I wonder.
We're not gonna Meteor now, are we? With the
I don't think it does anything.
Artificer?
No, I like doing the Serenite Chain Gang and the Doomsayer. So the only way that he gets through it is if he has the level up, and then he has to RNG it with the 3/4 that adapts these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what we do. We play the Serenite Chain Gang and with the Doomsayer.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
Take a
So
look.
Alright, well there's the Adapt.
So he needs +3 attack or poisonous to be able to clear this.
And I'm guessing he didn't get one of those or he would have picked it by now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He would have snap picked whatever it was.
He's probably got like +1/+1.
Plants and taunt. Just
Yeah.
garbage.
Good.
Yeah, so ideally for us, we want him to be looking at +3 health, Divine Shield, +1/+1 I think is fine as well.
Taunt is the best.
Taunts, yeah,
Now we're looking
Can't-
for that Dragon's Fury though. That would be
that would be very nice.
Wind Fury.
Doesn't help any.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything.
It actually does anything, yeah.
He should have saved his time and not done all those attacks. It's a waste of energy. Because the whole
Okay,
thing.
we draw a Polymorph. So do we just fire lands portal his face?
I think now's a good turn to drop the Arcane Artificer as well. It just
and
gives
then
you...
fire lands portal his face for 7 armor?
Yeah, because in this matchup, he doesn't really have too big of minions, and we'd rather have a minion for us to be able to trade into. We might as well get the 7 armor here.
Not the best. We got a 5/5.
Who is this guy?
He's the one that summons Alkalier if you have 4 basic totems.
Windshear Stormcaller. Okay.
Any way we could do that?
No. It's a battle cry too, so it's like you gotta have it all. Yep. That's like if you meet this at some point, no. Alright, Knife Juggler.
Reporting for duty.
Silverhand Recruit number 1.
Reporting for duty.
Silverhand Recruit number 2. The knives are going into that 5/5. And then in the face. And there's a Crystal Lion. And that knife went to the Artificer.
We
Another
draw
Artificer.
Artificer. So is this Alex Straza?
I don't think we need an Alex Straza just yet. You know, we're not in the burn him down plan, so doing 7 damage to him doesn't really do us really much good, and we don't want to deal 9 damage to ourselves, obviously. I think the best play here is to polymorph, develop the ice block, and ping off something. But the ordering here matters, though. So we're
gonna polymorph the 5/5.
Yeah, but the ordering here matters, right? So we want to trade into the 2/2 because if we polymorph first, then the knife juggler is going to send a juggler to one of our minions. So we want to trade the 5/3 into the 2/2 first, and then polymorph.
I didn't even think about that. And we get 4 more armor.
Yep, and then we want to ice block and ping and get rid of these dudes.
Yeah, not the sheep, but the dudes.
Do we trade?
Yeah. We want to make sure he doesn't have any dudes.
Yeah, in this case,
Dudes for you.
it's important to minimize the dude population.
Okay, we're up to 37 health.
Yeah, and the good thing is your hand small, so the divine favor that he just played only gets him 2 cards, so it's like arcane intellect. There's call to arms. There's a juggler. Got it. It killed the guy thing. Our person we had.
The victory.
Oh.
Okay.
And they
Oh,
can
he
see.
made some attacks after the call to arms, but said enough of this.
Okay. Well, those weren't too bad. Let's get one more.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
No, I know I got, we're recording this on a day later than normal, and I got so much editing to get done
Ahead
tonight.
of you, yeah. Now, this is gonna
I
be
gotta
the
get it
control
posted.
mage mirror, Dan. You were asking
Hey,
for it.
This is going to be the hour-long match
Yeah,
right
the
here.
50-minute massive effort.
Alrighty, here we go. My old roommate, Rexar. Well, okay, we're playing a hunter.
Jaina versus Rexa. Let the hunt begin.
Is this good against Hunter? I would suspect. Maybe.
So, as long as they don't get too good early game pressure, you should be fine. The steady shot is a really threatening hero power.
So we got a Dirty Rat, a Raven Familiar, and Doomsayer. I'd keep all of these on my own.
The only one that I think I wouldn't consider keeping is the Dirty Rat because sometimes they do run, Savannah High Main. It could be the Spell
Right.
Hunter, and this could be insane.
Yeah,
And-
that's what I would put him on, but maybe you're right. It could be the other one, which
Throw the Dirty Rat back.
I think it's safe enough to keep because we do have 2 other 2-drops. So if we do find out that this is Spell Hunter, which we will find out fairly quickly, then I think it'll be an amazing keep. As long as we don't pull Yasharaj, the 1 in 30.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we drew
I
a
mean,
Firelands portal, and that's it.
even then you could have like a polymorph if they went that bad. But we'll see. Tire Mole. So this is not the Spell Hunter, that's for sure. Ugh.
Again, with the back end of the deck, we drew a Dragon Caller Alana. Is this Raven Familiar time?
Yeah, not only is it a good chance that we'll draw this, it'll give us information, even more information about what our opponent is running.
Lightning Strike,
Flanking
Dragon's
Strike.
Fury.
That doesn't tell us that much because that's included in mid-range.
Right.
But we got Dragon's Fury finally. We haven't seen that all game.
Runs out on you.
But it does let us know that this isn't like a spiteful list or something, right?
True. He would have called a wild. We wouldn't have drawn anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does have Candle Shot. So, yeah. Okay, so he trades to kill a Raven.
And we draw a Blizzard. We're on 3. I would imagine we'd wait and do a Dirty Rat Doomsayer combo next turn, maybe.
I
Just
wonder.
ping off this minion.
Yeah, seems solid. Get rid of the beast synergies.
And we end our turn. We got Blizzard, Dragon's Fury. It says Doomcaller, Alana,
So she's gonna...
Firelands Portal. Already got.
This is where they go Animal Companion if they have it. Let's see it. Bear Shark.
Bear Shark.
Not Animal Companion. For sure. Ugh.
Arcane Artificer. So we still gonna go with that combo?
So the reason why I do like going the combo is that he needs to invest a lot in order to be able to clear our stuff, and if he does, then we can play the Dragon's Fury next turn to do it, which guarantees at least 3, if not more than that.
Oh,
and
Spellbreaker.
that's a really good pull as well, because now he can't silence our Doomsayer.
This may go off, is what it is. I guess he could kill commit? No, not even.
But importantly also, this Dragon's Fury is clearing his board regardless.
Well, he had to sink some damage in, but he managed to clean it all.
We drew Flame Strike.
See, but the fact that that thing ate a kill command is not the end of the world. I suspect that we're gonna do the Fury, but maybe not. Maybe we can wait. We'll ask the expert.
We drew a Flame Strike. We're gonna go ahead and Dragon's Fury.
I would suspect so, but maybe not. I don't know if it's too early.
I think because we have so much, and he's got 4 cards in his hand, that I don't think we want to take 8 damage here, right?
Okay.
So I think
It's a lot.
Dragon's Fury
Yeah,
it's
it's guaranteed no matter what, because the lowest thing is 3. So
4.
there we go. It's a 4.
More. Clear the board. Saw the dragon shadow go over.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, kindly grandma. Nice.
interesting.
Steady shot. That's it. Artificer.
Arcane Artificer. Not much to do here. What do we just ping his face and move on?
This is one of those turns where I was telling you where it's turn 6 and we may just want to ping his face and
never-
end
We're
our
gonna
turn.
move on. Okay, it's that turn. Okay.
You never
Well,
pop this guy?
So,
The grandma?
I think that's a consideration, but we're afraid of Houndmaster, right? If he Houndmasters this,
Yeah, that's the
But-
only thing.
but if he Houndmasters, then we Blizzard or Flame Strike. Well, we could Arcane Artificer and Blizzard next turn, which would leave his minion at a 3/1, and then we can. I think we can deal with it in more efficient ways. I
So
think.
just ping his face.
I don't know. I think it's
No?
more clean if we ping off his minion this turn. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what kind of my first instinct was, but then I was like, well, maybe not.
If we were lower, I don't think we would have done it. But because we're at 28, I think it's fine.
He hits us with the minion, and he steady shots, and then he puts up a secret.
Interesting.
We draw Skulking Geist.
We don't know what this secret is, right? It's
Right.
could be
Do
anything.
we? I'd be tempted to just play Skulking Geist.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that's the correct play. We have a lot of healing in our hand.
Yeah.
Next turn we can go Artificer, Artificer, Blizzard, and that's 12 armor right there.
All right, so that's what I did. I played Skulking Geist. We still got 2 Artificers, Flame Strike, Blizzard, Dragon Caller, Alana, and the Firelands Portal in my hand.
Alright, going face. There's some in a high main that you were talking about, Jammies. They do have it. Oh man.
Okay, we drew a Raven the Familiar. So is this the...
The same Blizzard thing or something else? To gain 12?
I think we can space out our Artificers. I think we can get a little bit more value off of them later. The play that sticks out to me right now is Artificer and Firelands Portal, and then trading into the 3/2 with our Skulking Geist. I think we should trade our... Because, so this secret could be Freezing Trap, it could be Wandering Monster.
So, trade first?
Yeah, just to see what this is.
Just find out.
Because then we might want a
Freezing
Blizzard,
Trap.
right?
Is
We
it
might want a
Freezing Trap?
Blizzard if it's a Freezing Trap instead.
Okay,
I don't know if we need to dump both of our Artificers, but I don't know how he's going to clear them if we do play both.
Runs out on me.
What are you thinking? Do them both?
I like playing them both.
Yeah, I think 12 is good here and make him deal with it somehow. He needs like Unleash, I guess, is one way.
And even that doesn't clear both of them, right?
Right.
He would need Animal Companion, Unleash, and some... Like, all of those require at least a 2-card combination.
There's Unleash.
Okay.
A flanking
Okay.
strike.
There's the 2-card combination.
And the coin. And the hero power. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Ice block.
Huh.
So it's worth to note that we've played 2 spells that cost 5 or more, so our Dragon Caller would summon 2 dragons right now.
That's what I was wondering. Or do we...
What to do?
What?
So we're at 30.
Mm-hmm.
Firelands Portal on the Savannah?
Anything good out of the familiar that we may want to use? No?
We could get another Blizzard. We could get the Meteor. But I think we should Raven, because we don't want to ping this turn, right? So I think at the very least we want a Raven Familiar.
Right, Raven.
Let's see what we get.
We get another Firelands Portal.
And I think we should use the Firelands Portal that we just drew
On the,
on the Savannah Firemane. Yeah. Even though it's one more power. So if we did it on the 3/3...
Starving Buzzard. That's awful.
Yeah. If we did it on the 3/3, we'd be removing 3 power, but because we did it on the Savannah, it's only a 2 power difference. But I still think this is better.
We trade the hyenas for minions, and when faced with the wolf that came from the flanking strike, pings the face. There's a dire mole. Still has 2 cards in hand. I wonder what these cards are, but alright.
Meteor or Firelands Portal?
I think the Meteor will have more value later. I like the Firelands because it'll be able to kill the 3/3, and then the minion that it summons will likely be able to contest the 1/3.
Yep, we get a
Oh wow.
the 7/6 that makes our minions cost 3 more.
Would you ever ice block, or you're waiting for him to get desperate, and if he has a flare, use it? We don't need it, it seems, but
Do they run Flare in this list?
I don't think so. But this is rank 13 on the
Right.
20th day. So.
Ice block?
I like playing the Ice Block.
Okay.
If he has the Flare, then that's 2 mana that he's not using to go to our face.
Alright, so there's a secret. There's a Houndmaster we were talking about. So he's thinking this is Freezing Trap? Probably. The Meteor is really good here, though.
No,
Yeah.
You got a Meteor now?
Yeah, I like the Meteor.
Flame Strike, too, but...
And if this is Freezing Trap, it's not terrible. If it's Wandering Monster, it's not terrible. I like attacking the face. Freezing Trap.
Freezing Trap.
Second one.
Do we play Archaeologist?
Yeah, it'll help us trade into whatever minion he plays next.
I think this is how I expect this deck to go. He has no cards. That's what generally I would expect to see.
And then this upcoming turn, we'll be able to play Dragon Caller Alana and use that to trade into his minions.
Okay.
Although this is a little bit scary, we might want to...
Oh man, Thunder Rhino. Yeah, that's spooky. He has a high main hand or something. Oh.
Okay, that's a really good draw.
Alex Straza? We're gonna Alex Straza him.
Oh no. So that's for later, right? I think the Alex Straza draw makes the Dragon Caller Alana play this turn really good because let's say he draws a big beast and he goes to our face with it.
What to
Um,
do?
we can then use the Dragon Caller Alana dragons to trade into his minions and then heal our face back up with the Alex.
Oh, okay,
Sweet.
okay. So,
Do it.
Dragon Caller Alana away. Boom.
Wow.
I like hitting him in the face, yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of dragons.
Yeah. Look
It
at
also
all them
said-
fire-
yeah, it-
when they're breathing fire. They look. Those are cool portraits.
Oh, the gold would be very nice. Okay, see how master the rhino. So he didn't have. I don't know what the heck this is in the hand. It may be flare. I'm telling you.
We have lethal.
Okay,
Yeah, we drew polymorph.
so that's it, right? 5,
Right. So we just
25,
polymorph and
30. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
So you want to trade a dragon and an archaeologist into the 4/7 because then we can play our Alex on his face and kill him.
Oh, but there's enough here anyway. There was more than 30.
Oh, really?
There was
5,
30.
10,
Yeah.
15, 20, 25. Oh, you're right. So, okay, I guess. I liked using Alex, though, you know.
Yeah. Let's make it splashy. Just really kill him. Just let him know who's in charge here.
But you were right.
Oh,
I don't.
right.
I overreacted. I saw my line and I was just like, oh yeah.
I did the math. I'm like, there's 30 on the board, so just polymorph and it's over. But this saved us some attacks. I'm on board.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll end it on a high note.
That's wow. That's still pretty intense, though. Jeez.
hmm So those were some long games, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, the hunter. I guess if out of the rhino he had like Savannah Hyman or something, it was gonna get a little scary. But he kind of whiffed. So
right.
All right. Well, I think we will wrap it up there. So was it 2 for 3 tonight?
yeah, 2 out of 3. We
That's
won
that's a
the
good
guy
night.
conceded. What was it? The
Paladin.
paladin had enough. We lost against what was the first
The
one?
secret mage.
Yeah, that you said was
Ah,
bad.
right.
You
An
were
unfavored
banning,
matchup, yeah.
you were banning the whole tournament, so makes sense.
All right.
So anyway,
well,
so if you're looking for a change of pace there, there's a control deck for you.
yeah,
so-
that was pretty interesting. I don't know if I like hit like 10 or something and I'm on a floor, I might try and play around with it some more
hmm
just to see what I can do.
Yeah.
So we bring this thing on into a close, my friend.
Yep. I'm sorry, I was looking at the chat. We got some.
Oh, did
Somebody
some
dropped-
people show up?
I think somebody dropped some viewers here. So
Oh, nice.
who was? I'm not good at Twitch. Apologize. I think Mighty RY.
Somebody start streaming us.
They hosted us for a bunch
Hosted
of.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Keep playing.
Keep
Hey,
playing.
Just missed
I
the
got
episode.
so much.
Keep
Got
playing.
so much editing to
I
do.
know. I'm like, I can't play much more.
I
of
gotta
this.
get this posted tonight, so it'll be up tomorrow on time. Yeah.
Encore. They're like, one more. It's like a concert now. That's for Dan right there. They want an encore.
Woo! I'm sorry. Just picture the country music just started playing, and the
Oh my
lights
God.
came up, and everybody's booing. Woo!
The lights are on. The house lights are on. Like,
Yes, and
bring-
country music is playing, and
Bring back
everybody
the
is
band.
running.
Oh, I'll put the video out so you can enjoy it.
Yes.
And
If it wasn't, it's so late, and I really do got to get things put together
Yep,
tonight and
yep.
stuff. We would try and do some more, but
we just don't know what we may get into. It could be another
know.
30 minutes. So it's better to
Uh.
not.
some of us need our beauty sleep before work.
Yeah.
I gotta look pretty in the morning.
Yeah, you gotta look good. All right. Well, want to thank Jammies again. This was kind of last minute. I put it together, and he agreed to do it. So appreciate
Yeah,
you
thank you.
joining
Yeah, I
us.
got a text at work today. Want to do a live stream tonight? Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll make sure and wear pants.
Right.
That's how we plan here, way in
Yeah.
advance, weeks. Some things take years.
Yeah, some
Others
things do take years to pull off.
others take hours. You never know what you're gonna
Right.
get.
They're that
But we
good.
always get some decent viewership, even in the last minute. So we appreciate for those of you that came and joined us on Twitch,
We really do appreciate it.
and for Mighty Rye who sent some viewers our way. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Um, let's see. Again, if you want to participate in the tournament, March the 3rd, you're a rank 15 patron. That's $5 a month. And remember, the winning prize is $90. So think about that. That is, my quick math says, a year and a half worth of $5 that you get back. So you can do some return on investment, and there's not a lot of participants. So and then the more we get, the more prize money we'll put up, and maybe we do other things like a more open tournament and stuff like that. But anyway, patreon.com/HearthCoach. Our website is hearthcoach.net. You can write to us for Hall of Legends entries, yeah, that happens, or any other questions at hearthcoachpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Google Plus, if anyone uses that, Facebook. We're on Twitch. Normally stream on my channel just because it's the way it's set up at Frit Gaming, but we also have a HearthCoach channel, so you can check that out. We are on iTunes. Keep the reviews coming. That's what helps us compete. We're ever so close to being. I mean, we're a staple in the top 10, but we wanna kind of crack that top 5, and there's the reviews are what really makes it happen. So please keep those coming. And let's see, we're also on Stitcher, Google Play, any of those other podcatchers of your choices, including the website. You can even use that.
You can download from there and listen to it from there.
That's right.
All right, my friend.
Yeah,
I think it sounds like you covered everything.
I think we covered everything. I wanted to give Jammies one last chance to say any final plugs, shout outs, or whatever else before we leave.
Well, I just followed the channel, so thanks for having me on, you guys. It was a lot of fun. Even though it was last minute, I don't really have anything going on right now, so. Yeah, and if anyone wants to give a shot on this deck, I recommend it. You're going to be in for some long games, but it's a lot of fun making your opponent run out of resources.
I know, it's like make him cry. And the thing they got you is like, no, here's Alex. No, here's Jaina. No, here's this. I can't get through. Oh, cool. So the Twitter is there on the screen at Jerry the Rivera, so you can follow him. I don't know if you use it much or post anything there, but hey, why not?
Every once in a while.
Get some followers, and we'll be checking in with you. Make sure you submit your deck on time for the online qualifier, and we'll be rooting for you, obviously,
That's
when
right.
that time comes. So we'll keep an eye on that.
We will stay in touch.
Okay,
Yep.
Dan, I think I got it all. So you want
Sounds
to?
like you covered it all, friend. So thank you, everybody, and good luck getting to Legend.
Good luck, everyone. All right, I killed the recording. They're still streaming.
Okay.
Want to say out there, anyone, that if you're still with us, if you have any final questions, we normally do this little after show just for the stream. I'm going to start converting this thing. So if you have any questions or anything before we go, please post them in the chat. We now have 15. We had up to 17 people at one point, so that was nice.
Oh,
Interesting.
I
that's
think it
pretty
was
good
right at
for
the
us.
end, though, like when it was over. It's like, they missed the good stuff. Making people cry because they can't get through. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, so this is called the, spring season? Or were they calling it, what are they calling it? Season 1?
It had to be spring.
or they have
I
names?
think it's still the winter. I think it's
Oh, is
the
it
winter.
winter?
Still the winter.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is still winter. So
I think it ends in March.
Okay.
I,
So
I get
let's
thrown off because they already had like spring break around here. So
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's pretend you fall short or whatever. Are you planning on trying to go in the what would be the spring? Try to get there with some other method, or try another THQ. What would you do? I know
I'll have to wait and see
we're
because
thinking ahead a lot, but it's just
yeah,
curiosity.
I graduate in May, so I don't know if I'll have enough time.
Oh.
Like so after I graduate, I'll definitely have a good amount of time. But until then, like this week, I'm super swamped. Like I don't know how much. I think I'll be able to play like just enough to complete my quest this week. Um, but moving forward, I anticipate having a little bit more of a free time, at least until I, you know, pass my licensure exam, and then I'll have absolutely no time.
you're gonna be looking for the job.
The big job.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, my big boy job.
Well, and a big boy job in what?
So right now I'm studying applied behavior analysis. So I do in-home therapy for kids on the autism spectrum,
Oh.
and I am going for my board certified behavior analyst certification, so that I can write up the behavior plans that I implement in home right now. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Sweet.
Oh, interesting work.
That is very needed. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say you're a very good friend. I think you'll stay busy.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. My wife is she got a master's in social work. And she works in a school setting, but she's trying to take her test as well to see if she
Mhm.
can go into become a school counselor.
Oh, that's cool.
They require her to have the, the Georgia license.
Right.
So she took it one time a long time ago and didn't pass, and she's frustrated by the whole episode, and it's like, I'm not doing this again. But
Mhm.
this year she's been back to it. She's studying, so we'll see.
It's been funny. Is like towards the end of this podcast and everything,
What's that?
the kittens have
Oh.
gotten super energetic, and it's like out of sight. Nobody can see it, but I've got like these two kittens, and they've just been like running here and yonder and falling off of chairs and running over me, and I'm like,
Okay, well, I don't see anything here in the chat, so I will stop the stream on that. Thanks
alrighty.
everyone for hanging out. Appreciate you sticking it out with
We'll
us.
try and give everybody a little more notice next time.
Yeah, it's our planning department. It's a little slip
Yeah,
on
we'll have
this
to
one.
get on them.
All right, guys, have a good night.